What's good, y'all? Just for Kicks 212 here, and I'm back with another video. Today, I got a pickup that actually came in from Nike. It's funny because I actually got two, but let me explain. All right, so as you can see, I got the Air Force One Low QSTS. If you are unfamiliar with what that means, that is the Air Force One Low Quick Strike Terror Squad. All right, guys, so I guess you guys get the idea. You already know what sneaker it is. You've probably seen a few YouTubers showcase this one, but this particular sneaker means a lot to me. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about it. Obviously, it's an Air Force One, but it feels pretty premium. I'm gonna keep it real. The leather on it, I don't know if you can see it. Let's try to get real close up. The leather is premium leather like they do on the premium Forces. Has the leather guts on the inside, right? Premium laces, white laces, and not like those Air Force One 111s where it's like slightly off-white. Comes with an extra pair of black laces as well. TS in the back for Terror Squad. You got JC in the back. And wait, before I even do all that, you know what it just hit me? You know what just hit me about this whole shoe? I think there is a lot of you guys that watch me. Maybe not my demo. Maybe not my subs, I mean. But there are some of you that do watch me that are younger. Do you guys know what TS stands for? I know I said in the beginning of the video, but does Terror Squad ring any bells for you? On the back of this particular shoe, you got the JC, which stands for Joey Crack. Crack! Crack! That is Fat Joe's nickname, Joey Crack. Joey Krills.
Krills Mania.
Yeah, it's crazy that Nike even let him put the JC back there. If you're unfamiliar with Fat Joe, he has plenty of commercial hits out there that I'm pretty sure you know, like Lean Back, ironically, Crack House, Lifestyle. Is too many to name, honestly. It's a lot. He has a lot of hits. So this particular box is one of the original Air Force boxes from the early 2000s. I like that they went with this. They brought back the OG nostalgic feeling with the box. The tag has the regular Air Force tag. The paper is different as well. It has the Air Force stars that's on the bottom of the shoe, and then you see established in 1982. This is kind of like all the premium Air Forces they used to do back in the day. So the premium Air Forces all had like either leather guts or they had like a net inner, like a net liner. They also have other shapes and forms of the Air Force One, which most people who are not Air Force One fans would know. For example, when they were coming out with this, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I thought they were going to use a older shape of the Air Force One. For example, the Kith linens adopted I forget what year Air Force, but it's like one of the 80s, I believe, one of the 80s Air Force One shapes. So this is a AF-1. According to the box, if I remember right, this is a 07 version. But I don't believe these fit under that same guise. For example, it has I think they call it Dubray, this right here, the little metal piece right there, the Dubray. This is not meant for this model of Air Force. The reason why they went with this on this one is because the OG Air Forces back then in the early 2000s would have it. So I forget what the number is on the box. So it would say Air Force One. I want to say it says 07. This was a premium Air Force One. So the boxes back then would say premium, supreme. I think premium was the net, supreme was the leather guts. And they just had different versions of it. So then the Dubray would be different. Like on this one, it's like enamel kind of. And it says AF-182. And then the OG Air Forces back then on whites and stuff like that would have this Dubray. So they mixed it up on this particular model, which is kind of confusing. You see how thin the liner is, right? It does, and you probably like, what the fuck do you mean thin? Look how thick this liner is. Look at this. Look how thick this part is right there. But this part is super thick. Pause. That sounds crazy. So there are a lot of different versions of the Air Force One. And you can see right here, see this another version. It has the swoosh right here. While this one doesn't have the swoosh, and this has the Dubray, and this one doesn't have the Dubray. So you see what I mean? There are different versions of Air Forces. Most people just don't notice it. I think one of my favorite, other than the shape of this one, because I love the shape on this Air Force. They only sold them in Nike Town. It was you know what's crazy? I used to have it, and then I gave it to my cousin, and I used to hold it just to save it. It wasn't even good. It wasn't something to wear. It was the all white Air Force One that I got from Nike Town in New York on 57th Street, and it was the, I want to say 05, 06 version. I forget which version, but they made a crease-proof Air Force One. It wouldn't crease like necessarily like when you bend the toe box. What would happen is it would get wavy. Like, it wouldn't get a full crease. It just gets wavy. Like, these are creases, for example, right? It would just bend. I don't know how to explain it the perfect way. It's like, you know those Hanes tees where they say like bacon neck type shit, you know what I mean? Bacon neck. The bacon neck, that wave, that's what the toe box looked like. The toe box would look like that, just a wave. But that leather, it was synthetic leather. It wasn't like premium. It was like, it kind of felt rubbery, to keep it real. And I think that's how they figured out how to make it creaseless. But for whatever reason, I gave it to my cousin, and he wore it to the point that there was a hole through the Air Force One. So, I mean, it is what it is. Anyway, we're talking about the Terror Squad Air Force Ones today. Growing up, you got a bunch of basketball tournaments, especially at the Rucker. Fat Joe had a team there, and he would always wear his Air Force Ones. Now, the thing about the Air Force One back then and his Air Force One was like, yo, how the fuck are you getting these shits? Like, nobody ever understood. Everybody just thought he was cool with Nike, so that's how it happened. But later down the line, Fat Joe unveiled that he knew somebody at the product department, a manufacturing line and stuff like that back at World Headquarters, or something along those lines. And he would ask them to make him samples of Air Force Ones, which back then was probably the easiest thing to do. Because in the early 2000s, not to say there wasn't technology to track that shit, but a lot of shit was still being written down, you know what I mean? When they're making special orders and shit. So they're writing it down, maybe sending an email real quick, and then the factories were just creating and sending it out. So then they'll get a bunch of promo samples, you know, the ones that say not for resale on the inside, and then send them to Joe. And it's crazy that he had a relationship with somebody to do that, because he had some of the best Air Forces back then. I still want the lean back joints, the all pink bubblegum joints. Those was fire. The gray and pinks, where it's gray and pink. Yo, those shits was fucking insane. The gray and the neon green, insane. Fat Joe is a staple in the sneaker culture. He's been around since forever. He's collected sneakers forever. Shit, I remember when he did the MTV Cribs, where he licked the Olympic 7. Remember that? Where he was like, ah.
These is the Jordans. You say never won? Olympics here, Barcelona, number 9, B. Nobody got these. These is like $5 grand on the eBay.
What do you guys think about this sneaker? Let me know down below. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, leave it down below. But I really want to know what you guys feel about this shoe. Is this too late? Is it 20 years too late? Because Terror Squad was popping in the early 2000s. Shit, even the late 90s with Big Pun. But in the early 2000s, when you seen Joe rocking these. So, do you think it's too late? Do you think kids don't know about this? Do you think this is irrelevant to kids at this point? Air Forces aren't super popular with the youth either. It's more of like people my age, unless they're white Air Forces, you feel me? Anyway, let's go to my co-host, see what she feels about this and this unboxing, and let's get some thoughts from her. What's good, what's good? How you doing?
Okay, how are you?
Good, good. The wind is kind of like windy, so I'm gonna, you can stand right there. Stand over there. Right here, and I'm gonna stand right here to stop the wind, possibly. Today, I got a pair of shoes for you in a box. I want you to open it up and tell me what you feel about it. If you know anything about this sneaker, I want you to tell me what you know about it. You look a little drunk. You downtown right now. Have you drunk a little bit?
Yep.
Okay. So you kind of lit. Opening the box. What you got? What you got? What you got? What you got? Ooh. Let me know what you got in
Terror
here.
Squad Air Force One.
What you say?
Terror Squad Air Force One.
Oh, all right. What do you know about this particular sneaker?
Well, Terror Squad.
Who's the Terror Squad? Who's a part of that? Who's the head of the Terror Squad?
Fat Joe.
Okay, cool.
Remy Ma.
Remy Ma's in there. You know anybody else?
No.
You wanna look at me? Like, damn, nigga.
No.
You look drunk. How do you feel about the shoe?
It's giving old school for sure.
Old school?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like I feel I know what this is.
Wait, what?
I feel like I know what this
Okay, what is that? Do you know? You don't know what the JC stands for? It's a nickname of whose shoe is this? Whose shoe is this?
Fat Joe's.
Okay, cool. So if it's Fat Joe's, what is one of Fat Joe's nicknames?
Something crack.
Something crack? All right. If there's a J, how about... You don't know?
No.
It's Joey Crack. How do you feel about the shoe overall? Quality, etc., etc.
Probably I'll put the black laces.
Okay, so aesthetics wise, you put the black laces on them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the shoe.
What do you like about it?
I like that it can go with everything.
That it can go with everything?
Yeah. I like that it has the leather insole.
Leather guts. Okay, you like that. What else? Anything else? Anything else pops out at you, or is it just like, eh?
Yeah, it's a
Okay. So overall, 1 out of 10, what do you rate this shoe?
A 9.
A 9?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I like that rating. We all good.
9.
All right. Anything else you
Only
want?
because it's the Air Force and everybody has Air Forces.
Okay. Anything else you want to add to this?
No.
Okay.
I like the shoe though. I would wear it.
All right, man. We'll holler at you later. Thank you for your time. You have an awesome day. All right, guys. Just for Kicks 212. I'm about to get out of here. Make sure you follow me on all my social platforms. YouTube, click the bell icon, subscribe. Instagram, Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. Just for Kicks 212. TikTok, Snap, Threads, all Just for Kicks 212. Pretty simple. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy Nike finally did something. This is a cultural release to me. I'm happy they did something like this. This means something to me. I just still can't believe they did the Joey Crack on the back. That's hilarious. Maybe, did they know? Do you think they knew that meant Joey Crack? Because I don't think they would have did that if that's what, you know what I mean? But anyway, just for Kicks 212, I will holler at you guys later. 1.